Hello, that's us, your brawling and landed hosts. This week, looking at far and away. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
So much to share. It's
Hmm.
both of, sorry, I'm sorry. I'd say start over, but we don't do that.
No, we don't. You'll take
My
what you
bet,
get
we
and you'll
take
like
it
it.
and you like it. What is it? You get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
Yeah.
So you and I just hung out
Yeah.
for a good week.
Yep.
So we just got back. So Mike and the kids and I all went to the UK
Hmm.
and Ireland.
Hmm.
I'm including Northern Ireland in the
Yeah, it's
UK because
fine.
I know that paradigm.
I'm sure some dickheads will actually use
Ah,
it, but they
right.
can fucking well actually into the void.
Yeah. Yeah, well, or just send me a message and I'll,
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, so we did Belfast.
Hmm.
We stayed at the same, like, what is it, St. Mary's Square, St. Catherine Square,
Cathedral Square, I think
Cathedral Square. Well, it's got some Mary. It's got like three names.
it does. I can
So,
find it.
and we did, Andy took us to, and everyone, we talk about this occasionally, but the Giant's Causeway in
Yeah.
Northern Ireland is pretty epic. So we did that. We went to the Titanic Museum, which was a lot sadder than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I
Yeah.
know everybody died,
It's kind of heavy.
right? I mean, I know not everybody died,
The Lion Square. There you
but
go.
yeah, that, what is it? St. Anne's?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we were both wrong. Um, we went to Newgrange in
Hmm.
Ireland, which is like it's like it's older than I've tried to explain this before and I did it badly, so I'm going to do an even worse job now that I've actually been there and seen it and gotten the tour and know more information. But basically, they don't know what it is or why
New
it's
Grange?
there.
No.
Yeah. So it's like so old. It's older than Stonehenge.
Yeah.
It's older than the pyramids of Giza. And they're like, basically, they think that it had to do with winter solstice
Hmm.
because of the way the light shines through.
Hmm.
But it was really cool. We got to go actually like inside this Neolithic ancient um, mound of I I'm unclear of what's underneath it. But it's gone through, I don't know. It was very cool. It was very cool.
It
And
was.
so they choose 8 people a year to go
Hmm.
inside for winter solstice, and you're able to then see like the light shining through, kind of like in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's exactly like
And then
Raiders
you
of the
find the
Lost Ark.
treasure,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and it's a
So
Pokemon.
they do. It is a Pokemon. It's a very rare one though, and as we know, Pokemon is the modern treasure.
Yes.
Um, so they do kind of simulate it for you when you're in there. It is. It's quite cool. I must say, like I think, because we had chatted about it whenever we went to Stonehenge earlier on in the year, and I think I was much more like, and I had always had Newgrange on my list as something I wanted to do, but I had never
Yeah.
got round to it. But like, I think visiting Stonehenge and kind of feeling the impact of that was like it made it.
You're like, you know what I'll do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna drive an hour and 20 minutes south from my house and go to this place.
could see
And
this
you
too.
and you did it.
I did.
It only took 47 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's I mean, it's so interesting though. Do you not find it like I know you're actually pretty good at seeing things locally to you, but like I find for like so many people, it's like there's so much stuff on your doorstep that you never go to because
I
you just
can't
it doesn't
even
occur to
know.
you.
Well, no,
Yeah,
you can't get through the Amazon boxes.
it's
So
true.
how are you gonna get to Newgrange when
It's
you have to
true.
open the boxes and, you know,
It's true. But
have your
yeah.
car break down in real
Oh,
life? Sorry, Andy's car broke down, guys.
it's just, more shit for the shit heap.
Yeah, the
That's
shit
my
heap.
that's my optimistic view of life. Uh so um so we also did a little bit around Carrick. It was actually quite fun going to Carrick Castle with you guys because I have not. I've visited it over the years and I am very nonplussed about that place now. It's like whatever to me, but like especially through your kids' eyes who were loving it, and it's the giant chess set upstairs. We had a giant chess game which
It's the
rocked.
coolest castle.
Yeah,
Like, if anybody goes to Ireland, go to Carrickfergus and go to the Carrickfergus Castle,
yeah,
especially if you like visiting other places and like ancient things. It's so old.
yeah.
Like King Billy, the original king who built the Tower of London, right? This King
No.
Billy? Is this no
No,
different King
no,
Billy?
no, no.
All right, I gotta go look at my history book. But really, wasn't it?
No,
I
that's
thought
I
he
think it's King John you're thinking of. Was the one. No,
no.
so King Billy is
Was
nothing to
he?
do with that. He was like a Dutch prince, right? So I think
There was William the Conqueror.
it's a different William.
Well, it's either George, Charles,
Sure.
William,
They're
right?
fairly interchangeable guys,
Right,
like,
right,
yeah.
right, right. And they're all, yeah, anyways. Sorry, I totally interrupted you.
It's quite all right. But that's, I mean, like, that's it. And it was a lovely trip. It was lovely to see all of you.
Yeah.
Too short, but also
Yep.
lovely.
Kids
And
got
yeah,
to meet Sasha.
they did. They did. The dream dog
We got to,
herself.
I know. She was
She's
on point.
she's such a dreamy. She's such a dreamy sweetheart.
She did her sweet tap dance.
She did hear sweet tap dance.
Harper was out like raiding the plum tree.
She was. We have that plum tree is going nuts. We got 16 kilograms of plums off it over the past 2 or 3 days.
That's a lot. Are
It's a
you gonna
lot.
make plum pudding, plum pie,
I certainly am not going to do
plum
anything with them.
plum bread,
And like,
plum?
I might use some of them to make a chutney, but like there are so many that even if I was to really go ham on it, like I would use a tiny fraction of them. So
You
instead,
would.
yeah.
And you don't want to, the more you eat, you're gonna get diarrhea.
Well,
Just
this
don't do
is
that to
also
yourself.
very true. So, like, I think I'm going to. My mom's been taking them. She was going to give them to some of her friends, and I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to take like a box and just bring it down to the yoga studio, and if anybody wants to take some, they can.
Yeah.
That's the thought that I've had. But yeah. Um, the other
That
thing.
was,
So,
yes.
talking about Newgrange and ancient things, I think we
Yes,
also need to talk about another ancient thing. Well, an
we
ancient, a
do.
modern interpretation of an ancient thing, the
Right.
Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
So
I
I saw it
saw it.
yesterday.
Okay, good. Did you see it at IMAX or did you just
I'm
rate
actually,
it?
yeah.
Was it worth it? I saw it
Hmm.
in the regular theater with the kids. I was like, because we were killing time at Oxford, and I was like, what better place than to dive into the humanities with Matt
Yes.
Damon and all of you know the cast. But everyone was like, no, like they made it for the IMAX. So I'm gonna drag
Yeah.
Charles, who's so into it,
I saw
back
it.
to see it. Uh-huh.
Like, because the whole thing was filmed in IMAX, I was kind of holding off because I was definitely going to see it, but I was holding off to see, what the reviews were, and then everybody's like, it's excellent, and I was like, okay, it's IMAX time. And like, but basically, I had checked because you guys left on Friday morning, and I had checked that morning for IMAX for the following week, and the screening that I was planning to go to. Once I had got home, done one of my dog walks, came back, I was like, I booked my tickets. That screening was sold out completely.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
just mad. So I managed to get an afternoon slot. And because it was just booking for me, it was like this is gonna be relatively easy to find one seat. So it worked out
You're in the
nicely.
front row.
No, actually
Good,
I got
good.
a pretty good spot.
Yeah, people are driving to other states and going to other countries to see because
Yep.
it's like there's, the movie theaters were dying for a while, so and they still are, or maybe not. But it was so I don't know if you're reading like I'm the original reviews were like so overwhelmingly positive, but now
Yeah.
you're getting the scholars that are, I wrote this dissertation and la la la, and people shouldn't see it because of this. And so a lot of people are like, it's not accurate enough. They didn't, involve the gods enough. Um, you know, it's not true to Homer because XYZ.
Yeah.
To which I say, if it's if it's doing we've talked about this before with AI being, the bane of everyone's existence, except for the people that are like, I love AI.
It's poor fools.
You know, right? Fine, you can, but don't come, whatever. Uh, it, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just like we need the humanities more than ever. We
Yes.
need to know, like Homer probably never even wrote this, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't even know who. It was probably a woman who wrote it,
Yeah.
right?
Probably.
And I remember reading the poem or song. like I don't know, decades ago. Um, but it was really, I know that things that I was hoping would be like cooler, Christopher Nolan went a different direction and he doesn't focus so much on the sirens. He focuses on Matt Damon screaming tied to a, part of the boat while they're singing. And like, but the description, I don't know, it's like the choices he made, I was a little like, oh, and then I was like, but what he did was so interesting that I forgive.
100%. I think it's like I'm listening to a podcast about it that's like dissecting it right now, and they're talking about, um what's interesting and what is not in the original text is that, you know, internal sort of thing. There's not much. It's all kind of external stuff in the original Odyssey, whereas this is talking about how Odysseus feels about the actions that he took and why these things have happened to him, which I think makes it so much more interesting, so much more compelling. But yeah, really good stuff. I'm not gonna like talk about it too much because I think structurally it's really fascinating, and I think that like it's best to go in knowing as little about it as possible, but it's a wonderful movie.
And what I'm gathering is the people that really know it well are not enjoying the movie, and the people that don't know it well really are.
Yes,
To which I say, I'm okay with that. But I think exposure to this story in particular is not a bad thing. Like
yes,
it's not a bad
100%.
thing that my 9-year-old son is like, I want to go again. And my daughter's who normally wants to see everything and do everything is like, not my jam. And he's like, I loved it. He
Yeah,
was
that
like, it's in
rocks.
my top three favorite movies ever,
Like the fact, wow, wow,
including Minecraft and Super Mario,
wow,
right?
in rare company, amazing. I think that. That's really interesting. What's to me is a great sign of that this is going to be a big deal is that my mum went to see it with my auntie. My auntie has not been in the cinema in 20, 30 years. Like it's been
Yeah.
a lot. So it feels like it's going to be Titanic big, Because I
Yeah.
remember like my grandmother going to see Titanic and like she just never went to the movies, So yeah, it's very interesting indeed.
And
Um,
like you can't, it's like taking on, Mel Gibson keeps trying to take on the Bible and the story of Jesus. And it's just like you can't, like at a certain point, you can't please everyone. You can only tell the story the way that you want.
What is that? Yeah, that's
Um,
true. What's the one he's working on at the minute? The
the
Resurrection of the
resurrection,
Christ. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Part one. Oh,
We're gonna line up in the queue for that.
oh, Jesus. Um,
Uh-huh.
did you?
Also, go
Uh-huh.
ahead.
No, no, no. Just
Oh,
before we move
I,
on from that
yep,
subject,
yep, yep.
was did you see? Are you familiar with Ulysses 31?
No.
Okay, so it is like I believe a French animated TV show that I was a big deal for me when I was a kid, and it was basically kind of like a space adventure, so it was kind of the story of Ulysses, but it was like he was in space. It's cool as hell, and also like really dark and moody and weird. The way that like European animation can be and could be at the time, it's a very, very cool show.
Awesome. I'm
But
writing it
anyway.
down.
Um, so yeah, Ulysses 31. Anyway, so
Okay.
you're gonna move on. Do you have any more
Uh,
crack or should we move on to what's
I
occurring?
went to Abbey Road. Charles is
Oh,
super, super into the Beatles, and we went to London. Um, I also, okay, so we went and saw Hadestown
uh-huh.
on at the
I've heard
West
that's
End.
great. Yeah.
It's so fucking good, and
Yeah.
it's I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna pronounce these words right. It's about Orpheus and Eurydice. Eurydice.
Nice.
Eurydice.
Eurydice.
Ha!
Yep.
Sorry, Top Fan. I'll never get it right, never. But it's also set in like sort of like 1920s New Orleans, and the music is amazing. That it blew me away. It blew me away. It blew
hmm
me away. And then the next day we went to the Globe Theater and we saw Midsummer Night's Dream. Um, and that blew me. I cried. It was just like even just sitting there, I just like sat down. I sent Andy pictures. Um, it was so well done. It was so funny. Harper knows nothing about Shakespeare.
hmm
but I was like, it's like it's, you'll get a sense of what they're saying, even if you don't quite understand. Like if the actors do their job, you don't really need to know everything and all the entendres and all that stuff. Um, but it was so cool to see it in that theater. I know it burned down and got rebuilt and burned down and got rebuilt. I think it got rebuilt this last time in like 90, you would ask, it was like, I think it was 1997.
Hmm.
So we would have been like in high school. Um, so it was just fabulous. The acting was fabulous. Being in that space in all open air and like knowing that Hamnet was filmed there with the hands like all going together. And we all did that. So like there were
Nice.
certain points that they were like Puck was like, okay, hands in. And we
Yeah,
all had to like he was instructing us like so we all had a tone and then we would all sing loud together and then like something magical would happen on the stage.
that
Things would
rules.
like flap down and then like flowers would explode out everywhere and it was
Uh-huh.
just like it was so fucking cool.
Um, what was the question I was going to ask? How did Harper find it as an experience?
She loved it.
Good.
It was more it's she I can tell she's really enjoying something when she's just like you're my best friend in the whole world. You're my best friend in the whole world. So she loved it.
Amazing.
I
Good.
highly recommend it. There was so much audience participation.
That
It
rocks.
added to like the beauty of it and I would say Shakespeare still holds up. So,
Okay. Okay. That's
yeah.
a hot take, Beth, but
Yeah,
okay.
I know, right?
Okay, fine. I'll
Give
be
this
like,
guy Shakespeare a chance,
yeah,
everyone.
you're gonna get some pushback on that, but fair enough. It's a bold choice. Okay. Um, so should we move on to what's current? Do we
Yes,
have any?
I do. Okay, so I have a an old hot take. We haven't recorded in a couple weeks because
Yeah.
we've been fucking hanging out and doing our
Yeah.
thing. Sometimes
IRL.
yeah, yeah, yeah. IRL. Uh, top fan.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all right? I have done my own mini Nick Cage. Did I do? I feel like I read this already.
Good. Hit me with it again, I'll say.
Okay. I've done my own mini Nick Cage season of The Rock, Gone in 60 Seconds, and
Oh
Con
yeah. Yeah,
Air.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have, okay, never mind.
It's okay.
No, no. Yeah, no, no, no. Okay, no, I have so much more, but like, I gotta
It's
dig into it a little bit.
fine. We can get back to it next week. They can get enough. We've talked for a bit anyway, so we can
Yeah,
maybe
that's true. Okay.
get into our movie.
Yes.
So it's the
It,
second week of our Nicole
uh,
Kidman. It is of our Nicole Kidman
yes.
season,
Yes.
and we're looking at Far and Away. Um, Far and Away, you
Was
know,
far and away a
uh,
very,
it's interesting, right? I don't know that I would have ever revisited this movie. I remember like seeing it before and going, yeah, okay, that was fine. Um, but like, it wasn't something that I was like
what
crying
year
out
did it
to
came out
rewatch.
when we were in like high school,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But like early high school, I would say,
Or make
because
middle
like
school. Yeah. Okay.
92. Yeah, so
Yeah.
high school for me, middle school for you. And yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I maybe saw it in the cinema, but I think this was a time when I've seen a lot of things in the cinema. So it was just like, well, what's on rather than, a choice of
Ooh.
this is the thing I
Yeah.
really want to see.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's like, um, you know. I do think there was some coming in, tepid, not coming in hot, coming in tepid in this movie. I think that like, I saw the length of the movie. It's always a bummer to me when it's more than 2 hours. And this is the Odyssey or something good.
Could be anything, right? Not even that. You were just like, bummer.
Yeah. Um, I did have to break this movie up. But it was breezy enough. I think, I do want to talk a little bit about Ron Hard and stuff like that, but we will get there.
Yes. I mean, so the song, the Far and Away song, we can get into the music, but I
Yes, we will.
played this song in band class.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so like it started like so I probably watched I mean it's been decades since I've watched this honestly. It might like it would have been like Mike and I would have like just been dating and I would have been like you were out of the country during the time this movie was made. But I remember my friend and I were like we were obsessed with it. We were playing it in band. Um yeah, that's basically but so it was really nostalgic, like for me with the melody,
Yes.
and that brought back like there it's like interesting. There's some people. Actually, I started watching The History of Sound on the airplane.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
No, but I've heard it's good.
It's so fucking good, but it's uh there are certain people. It's this movie.
Oh
These two
yeah.
dudes, they're walking around the United States and they're recording people in like small villages and towns and getting all of these old original songs. Um, regional. It sounds boring, but it's actually really interesting. Um, and Paul
That's
Mescal's in it,
shit. Yeah, and
and
we call it Josh O'Connor.
O'Connor, or yeah.
Josh O'Connor. So like it's that's really interesting because I did not I seen the trailer for that movie like a couple of times when I heard of cinema, and it was just mostly about their kind of relationship and nothing really about that
No.
aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah. So and also I was watching like the plane edit, which
Mhm.
like they didn't edit the fucking Bone Temple
Hell no, they
at
can't.
all.
Nobody can. You cannot. You may
You
not. You
can't. You
cannot.
gotta look at that wiener as many
Hell
minutes as you
yeah.
can. But so yeah, so I watched that. But some people can hear a note and I think like the movie Almost Famous
Yeah.
by what's his name?
Hmm.
He can hear a song and it will bring back a memory, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember my point, but basically that's what it is.
Yes.
I heard the song and it brought back
There's
memories. But you can do that with like flavor too. There are people that will eat something and it will bring back
it
oh,
it It happens to me with some smells, actually. Certain
really?
smells will actually transport me back to a place. Specifically, the one that specifically gets me is the smell of sun cream, like a coconutty kind of smell.
Hmm.
Transports me back to the very first time we went to Florida and like getting off the
Really?
plane. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a Fish song about it. I think it's called Olfactory Hues. That's
Nice.
what it is.
I
Yeah.
like that.
So yeah, that's what it was good. It's like it was like it harkened back to an easier time, and
100%.
also harder because it was middle school. Um, and I said, "Wow, is this an accurate portrayal of Irish culture and immigration, or what?"
So like I mean, what do I know, but like it was I think because I want to talk a little bit this when I talk about Ron Howard. I'll make it into it now
Yes.
because like I feel like he is like the epitome of like a kind of journeyman director. Like he has no
Mm,
real style of his own, I don't
mm,
think, in my opinion. Like, and I feel, but I do feel like he leans towards a more sort of glossy, crowd pleasing type of thing, and like
mm.
I think the broad
Like,
strokes of what they're trying to do.
do you consider him one of the greats?
No, I think he has a few good to great movies under his belt, but I think he has a lot of like crap under his belt. Like I think he has. I think like he pumps out shitloads of movies, and I
He
think
does.
a lot of them are mediocre. To be honest
Mm.
with you, I do not think he deserves to be anywhere close to one of the greats.
I mean, he did win Best Director, Best Picture for
One hundred
Wonder
percent.
Woman.
And I mean, like, I'll
I'm
not.
looking at his catalog, but some of them I'm like, what is that? I don't even know what these are. Like producer,
Yeah.
like the Gringo Hunters, Barbara Walters Tell Me Everything. Ugh,
Like the guy works and he makes a career in Hollywood, and fair play to him, and I don't mean to be critical of him, but like I just feel like he leans towards this more sort of like I mean, like, and that makes money, pleasing sort of like movies, and I think this is one, so it's a very kind of like rose-tinted glasses kind of view of what this was like. Do you know what I mean? And also
oh
it's just
yeah.
like, and as soon as, Tom Cruise appears and like starts speaking his Irish accent, I'm just like, oh my God. And then like, other actors who clearly aren't Irish, his brothers, at least one of his brothers, I think both.
Yeah, they both are.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh
Yeah.
no. So yeah. Um,
So
hmm
do you want to talk? Okay, so like part of Okay, well, yeah, let me give you a quick synopsis.
Hmm.
Joseph,
Uh-huh.
Tom Cruise, and his landlord's daughter, Shannon, Nicole Kidman, travel from Ireland to America in hopes of claiming free land in Oklahoma. Um, sorry, I just
Beth made a
had
face.
made a face. The pair get sidetracked in Boston, where Joseph takes up boxing to support himself. When he loses a pivotal fight, the two are left penniless. Oh, and she gets her spoons taken. She like
She doesn't
runs
always
away.
spoons.
I have my spoons, and the kids have been running down and being like, "I need a spoon. Where's my spoons?" Um. So now faced with poverty, the two must find new ways to scrape by. As their affection for each other grows, Joseph questions whether he is truly what Shannon needs in her life. And they also, yeah. So it's like it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not going to say quintessential, but like it's an immigrant story,
Yes.
during a time when um new country being put together, and they would do I wrote, it's like they were giving away like 160 something acres at that
Hmm.
point. You would just like go to this one place on this one day and then like run as fast as you can to grab a flag, and then that was your land. Even though other people lived there on that land and or were
Yeah, yeah.
migrating through it, but whatever.
Uh,
Ha
I have to say, like that scene rocked. The scene where they were actually doing the land run was
I
incredible.
know. It was so good, wasn't it? I wrote
Yeah.
that down too.
But I could have done with like the Boston sequence, I could have done with that being slat. Like about 50% of that would have been enough as far as I'm concerned. And I
Yeah.
understand it was, them building up their relationship, but like there was a lot of other fucking nonsense that could have been like I could do without.
Yeah, I know. And I could tell that I was quoting it a little bit when we were hanging out. And I was like, he didn't watch that scene, or he like I definitely like left the room for that scene or
All
was
right.
doing something else.
I
Yeah.
I have to say I didn't find
Like
it like
plunge and scrub. Tell me you
yes,
like my hat, but you're not wearing a hat. Like,
yes, yes.
yeah, 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 yeah. You're just like, or you knew and just couldn't even pander back to me.
No, I think that like I've got to say that this film didn't like super hold my interest. It was
Oh,
kind of
really?
no, it was kind of a struggle for me. I like it was fine, but like immediately you're kicking into it, and like I was aware that I was gonna have to deal with like some Irish accents, and like nobody can really do an Irish accent. It's basically
Except
impossible.
for me. Did you hear me not pronounce their names?
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about you.
Joseph and Shannon.
You do a perfect one. Yeah,
Sorry.
I forgot about that.
Sorry. Sorry,
Um,
everyone.
so
Ugh.
like. Like one of the things I wrote down was as soon as I saw Tom Cruise like, working on the farm, like I was like, no Irishman has ever looked like this. Like a good-looking Irishman is like Barry Keoghan, that's he just doesn't look Irish at
No.
all.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
like kind of buy Nicole Kidman because like she's got ginger hair, but like
Yeah.
it's still not really. Um so like, I anyway, right, we'll get into more thoughts as we go on here. Right, okay. So Ron Howard. Let's get to what I was want to talk about. So he's back. We've had him on before for our very first movie test of time episode. He because he directed Willow. Um, Another kind of movie that I like, but I'm also kind of like, yeah. I think if it wasn't for the fantasy elements of Willow, I would
Yeah.
probably again never kind of revisit it.
Yeah.
Um, So like what I've written down here is one of our finest journeyman directors, and that feels like such a backhanded compliment. Um, I do genuinely think he has some all-time classics, some really like I think Apollo 13 is a great film, things
Ah,
like that. And there's other ones that I think are good, but like I think that he just like apparently he's a great guy for um, get a movie in time, on
yeah.
budget, and that is
Yeah.
something that Hollywood fucking loves. So I think that is like his secret sauce, and he
Yeah.
he has he has made movies that have made good money that have had critical acclaim. So like he's gonna always work. He's gonna always have movies.
Like
Um,
I'm just looking at his IMDb. He's involved in pretty much everything, at least on some level. Maybe
Yes.
not as director, but like he's produced. Like he also like he's the voice of the narrator in Arrested
Arrested
Development.
Development. Yep.
So I can't. It's like I can't. It's like he's got his finger on the pulse
Yep.
so well, and like he was in the studio where he
Yep.
played himself and played himself as a total asshole,
Yeah.
which like I appreciated because like people know him and he's known as like one of the nicest guys in
Yep.
Hollywood, right? So like him being like, yeah, I'll show up and I'll just be like, fuck you, like to everyone. I was like, I just but so I do. He's like McDonald's, right? You know what you're gonna get, kind of,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
eat
Yeah. Yeah.
there.
Um, that's so true. And yeah,
That's a
that's such a
terrible
good. No, I
analogy.
like it. I like it. It's
Okay.
perfect. It's a perfect analogy for Ron Howard. And like, I truly do think that's, because like I think one of the pretty incredible things that McDonald's does is that no matter where you go in the world, you can get something and it's probably going to be exactly the same as you get anywhere else in the world. And that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Like I've even like had conversations with brewers where they've talked about like how much respect they have for like Budweiser and like Coors and things like that because they're like it's such a consistent product across the world and like that's very hard to do and like yes it might not be the best thing in the whole wide world but like it's consistency and a lot of people like that, a lot of people like to know what they're getting.
Hmm. But
So yeah.
flip side, it's like that's what makes Guinness so special.
Yes.
Is because you go to Ireland and you're like, oh, this tastes so different.
It's
It's
true.
such a beautiful, it's just an art form watching them pour
It's so
a
much
Guinness for
nicer.
like 10 minutes. And you're like, I really am excited about it. Or they just take so long so that you're like really excited to get that beer.
Do you do they do that in America when you get a Guinness? Do they like no,
No,
they don't give
no,
it time and then top it up? Okay,
no, no,
interesting.
no, no. There's a
Wow.
whole, no
Fucking
time. Go, go,
fucking
go.
heathens.
Gotta
Absolute
get that drink
heathens.
in you so they can get more drink in you.
Let's try and get a tip per drink.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Anything else on Dear Ron?
no, no, that's enough. I just wanted to do a quick, character assassination. Now I'm gonna move on.
Okay, so let's talk about his grandfather and assassinate him too.
Let's go.
So his grandfather actually participated in the land run of 1893,
Wow.
99 years prior to the film's release.
Hmm.
So that's basically like, I think Ron Howard was so enamored with that concept of what that would look like that he was like, I'm going to put it in a movie, which I think you're the artist, you get to do that. I think it's kind of cool. Um,
Yeah.
so that was the inspiration for why they put that plotline in the movie at all, was because I think three out of his four grandparents actually did that. So um, I'm just going to read this verbatim. So, pre-production research emphasized historical fidelity, with Howard traveling to Ireland in 1988. He went there
Because
to
I
check it out.
nice, 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 nice. Because it is filmed
No,
there, and it does look
no,
like
that's what
it.
every director should do. That's what
Yes,
that's
it's
like.
true.
That's the least he could have done. That's
That's true.
anyways, to scout locations and immerse himself in the culture, to and social context of the late 19th century rural life. So he did helicopter surveys of the cliffs of Moher region, um, and that informed set design, period accurate depictions of like what like a tenant farm arrangement looked like, which I didn't really know much about,
Hmm.
where like you were renting the land and then you owed the landlord not just money, but like, you know, they could take anything that they wanted, it seems like. Um, so yeah, frontier landscapes, immigration patterns, the Homestead Act, which I have to look into. So I guess like it took him 8 years to develop this. And he's just shaking his head. Um, so I guess that they wanted more, like, yeah, they were part of it was script related, more romance, more class struggle. He didn't actually decide to become director until of the film until 1990.
Okay.
After, and I'm gonna push back a little bit because I forgot that he made fucking Backdraft,
Oh yeah.
which we need to add to our list. That
Sure.
is a good that like when you make Fire an actual character in a movie and it
Mm-hmm.
like plays
Mm-hmm.
well and it should have gotten an Oscar. Anyways, um, so yeah, they were trying, yeah, blah 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 blah. He said the film was the couple's honeymoon project because I guess they had just gotten married. And so what you see was like generally like authentic love and all of that. And so yeah, but the big they had supporting roles. There were lots of Irish locals. They had dialect coaching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, and they really worked hard on the dialect, but that was far and away, no pun intended, the biggest negative thing that I've read on
Sure.
Reddit is that
Yes.
all the Irish people are like, this is crap, and like their accents are horrible. I can't even like barely listen to it at all.
I I
Captions
definitely
only, folks.
I've definitely come across worse for sure. Like, and I mean, like, it's pretty tough. I like because they are central characters. It's like it's brutal because you're having to hear it all the time. I like sometimes you kind of forget. You're like, ah, it's not so bad, and then they meet an actual Irish person. Like I've written down here. Fuck yeah, Call Meany. Because when I saw Call Meany was there, I was like, yes. But like then Call Meany starts talking to them, and you're like, oh, it's horrible. Their accent's terrible. This is a disaster. So yeah, it's yeah, tough stuff. Yeah.
Tough stuff.
Um, I I'm not. I don't have quite as net. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out what my opinion is at the end of this episode. Okay. Shall we talk a little bit about the music?
Yes.
Okay, so
Ah.
composer is, and I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to do this every time I mention him, is John Williams.
Is he
Heard of
like
him?
Sir John Williams?
I don't know if he
Stephen is,
is.
can you be a knight if you're not British?
I believe not, but you
Oh.
can. Yeah, so I don't think so. No, I'm pretty certain that you have to be British.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't fucking know.
Okay.
Because like, knighthoods are a thing that happens, but I don't really know a ton of details, about them.
You haven't gotten
Um,
the knock on the door for
I
that
haven't got
yet?
the knock on the door. No, the king does not know who I am yet.
Yet.
Yet. So, he's the GOAT. He does a pretty good job here, I think, with this soundtrack. Because we have done a few of his films already. I think doing a podcast like this, it's unavoidable that you're going to do many John Williams films. Um, so I think, what I think he does quite well is that in a lot of other composers' hands, this probably would have been quite twee and naff. But I
Yes.
think he does it really
What's
well.
naff mean?
Naff means like cheesy, I guess, and just kind
Hmm.
of like unsatisfying. So like
Hmm.
I think what he does well is that the start of the film, when they're in Ireland, there are hints of Irish instruments and Irish kind of sounds, but it's not like hardcore. It's just kind of there. And then it kind of develops into a much more kind of like sweeping American kind of like sound as it goes
Hmm.
on. And I think
Hmm.
he kind of handles that quite subtly as it goes through. Like he's the master, so of course he does. Um, he did this film or he did this soundtrack score, Third Time Lucky, with an Irish group called the Chieftains, who were like a traditional Irish kind of group.
Even I
Um,
know the chieftains.
yeah. Oh, really? Okay, that's good to
Hmm.
know. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, it's very, very good. I think it's like just a John Williams soundtrack just does lifts things so incredibly, even like uh
It's a
the
it,
biggest
he-
nonsense.
exactly. Yeah, he can turn a movie around. And
He
for
really
me,
can.
like, yeah, I do think had it been like anybody else, it would have felt very, very cheesy. And he
Yes,
did a really good job making it, you
he
know,
did. But
a
yeah,
full, like, you know, it's like I don't know, it's a ballad.
it is.
Um, Okay. Some notes,
Hmm.
just generally. I wrote back when silver was worth something.
Whoa, is it not worth anything anymore?
Not really. We
Fuck.
went out
Oh
to dinner and
no.
I was like, you guys, these are real silver, this like a silver fork and silver knife. And I was kind of like, yeah, well, pennies don't exist in the States anymore. Did I tell you that? Like
Yeah. So I
copper is,
hear.
yeah, so we don't have cent, 1 cent copper pennies. Anyways, um,
Wonderful.
I know. I said Tom Cruise can fight.
Tican.
There's a lot of Tom Cruise fighting.
There is
I
a lot.
could have done with less of Tom Cruise fighting.
Do you think they backed into that? They were like, okay, so Tom,
Get his shirt off.
we want to get
We're
your shirt off
missing
as much as possible
much as
here.
possible.
What's the
We're
best
missing
way
some, yes,
to do
we're
that?
missing some screen points
Hmm.
and take off your shirt.
Yep.
And also I said also he is like OG Justin Bieber hair.
Oh yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
yeah, he does. He does. It's not a million miles away from the what is it? The no, it's not. Well, it's a wee bit broccoli. Is it the broccoli cut?
Yeah, this
It's
broccoli
happening.
hair right now. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like dudes are getting perms and also like yeah, it's like dudes are getting permed hair.
There's
I've had a perm. Have you ever had a
no,
perm?
I keep saying I want to get a perm before I cut my hair, and I
Oh
probably
yeah.
will. I
You
probably
can
will.
like yeah, you should. It smells terrible though. It smells like the worst farts ever. So
Mm.
whatever chemical treatment they're doing, you're just gonna have to smell that.
I suppose the upside is that it would mask all my actual farts, so that might be
Yeah, and you can just be
something to
like, it's my
consider.
perm.
Yeah, it's my. No, sorry, it's my perm. I will.
Yeah.
Geez, that's a good
Uh,
excuse for me to have a perm all year
there you
round.
go.
Okay,
Get
okay.
on it. I also wrote at one point he's like trying to like get his horse to go get his land and he like punches the fucking horse in the face. And I wrote, punching horses isn't cool.
Um, it's not cool. No, it's really not
It's
cool.
not
There
cool.
was some
It's
very
not.
uncool animal behavior in the Odyssey as well. I was like, come on, guys. That's not
Yes.
that's not it. Um,
No.
yeah, no, there was not there's some very uncool horse action, I must say. And it's just of a time when there wasn't going to be any like no animals were hurt. Making this production thing, it was not that time at all.
No, like Tom Cruise like punched the horse in the face.
Almost
Or his
certainly.
stuff stunt. Yeah. And he like used the line that he used before he like, don't make me fight you or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he would like that was like the line before he punched someone in the face. Be it a human or horse, he used that line.
Yes.
Um, okay.
The nepotism in this film, ludicrous as always. Two of Ron Howard's brothers in the movie.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
yes, I know.
Uh,
Okay. So one of the brother that they always say is like the unattractive Ron Howard brother.
is it
They
Clint?
always Clint. He was like the most adorable. He was like they were all child actors. You ever Google him as a kid? He was like the cutest
Yes.
kid ever.
Yes.
He
I
was
guess
adorable. I don't know what
he
happened.
he was in like a big show, wasn't he? Like
I don't know, like Lassie or Rin
or
Tin
Gentle
Tin or
Ben or something like
something.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of the things. Someone tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us. Okay, so I was also like, where are the native people? So the land run, and then I was like, okay, tell me more about the land run. Internet, not AI, actual
Hmm.
Wikipedia. Thank you very much. So the land run began on noon, September 16th, 1893. Guess how many people participated?
Oh geez. Okay. I'm going to say 500.
You're over 500 people?
Yeah.
Oh, 100,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So
So a
the
hundred
one he actually
thousand.
filmed?
So I mean, he didn't get that many extras,
Yeah.
but the actual run itself,
The actual
uh,
one itself. I
yeah,
see.
was estimated 100,000 people hoping to stake part of the 6 million acres, 40,000 homesteads on what had formerly been Cherokee grazing land. So it was their fourth and largest land run. So they did four of those.
I see. Wow.
It's nuts.
absolutely
Okay.
wild.
Do you want to talk about favorite actors?
I have yes. I think that again, Colm Meaney.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always loving Colm Meaney. He's always great. He's just such a reliable presence. I love seeing him there. Um, so it's always a thrill when I see him in a movie. But like, I think the other guy, I'm trying to remember his name.
Robert Prosky,
Yeah,
her dad.
he rocks.
He does. And then he like I forgot her parents like come over to America to like try and find her and save her. And I was like, oh yay. And like, you know, yeah, he's like swindling his way into getting his land that they like and no one gives a shit. Like he's like, ride the horse around and make it look tired. And yeah, I don't know. I just love seeing him in everything all the
Yeah,
time.
he
And
rocks.
he does. He's got presence and
Yeah,
humor.
he was another TV show guy. So I did find out by the way, Clint Howard was Gentle Ben.
Was he?
Yep.
Good job.
Um,
I was way off.
yeah, I thought he was on a TV show, Prosky that I was, but I couldn't. Yeah, I can't find it. Um, yes, no. So those two were probably my favorite, I must say. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else. I mean, like, I should say that I feel like the chemistry between Cruise and Kidman was good, as it should be. They did have an actual romance, so like as
Yeah,
well
it
it
would be
should be.
disappointing if you were like they were married, but you couldn't tell.
It does happen sometimes.
Yeah, it does. So can we back up to Colmini?
Yes.
I love him in all things
Yeah.
except for Star Trek.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't
Yeah.
say something you're going to regret,
I
Beth.
don't know. Oh God. Okay, I'm stepping in it. But there's this one episode, and I probably talked about it. And this is when I kind of broke up with I think Next Generation or Deep Space. Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
he was on both.
Both. Okay. And he was like the whole episode was like him trying to build a conservatory on the ship and all the drama. And I was just like, I can't do this. We don't
Um,
even have I can't.
have you seen there's
But
like
I loved him in the commitments and
yes,
everything
he's
else.
fantastic. Yes. I get it. I mean, it's just
I know.
he was kind of such a thrill of that seeing an Irish guy on the spaceship whenever you were
Yeah,
a kid was
that's
a
fair.
thrill.
That's
Um,
fair. Representation.
have
You're
you
right.
seen there's a comic strip it went for many, many years. I think it's finished now. I just looked it up called Chief O'Brien at Work, and it's just about like
No.
what Chief O'Brien's life must have been like just standing at that transporter desk in the room by himself all the time. It's brilliant. It's so funny. Um, definitely worth checking out.
Okay.
The other thing I was going to mention was, do you know the TV show Father Ted?
No.
Okay, so it is a classic Irish sitcom about these three priests living on an island,
Okay.
and it's brilliant. Like it's
That's like that's a joke in itself, right?
exactly, but it's like
Okay.
it's well worth checking out. It's just surreal and wonderful. I think you would really dig it. It's one
Okay.
of these things that has kind of had a larger life because it's like probably one of the best like sitcoms. Certainly, like I'd say in Ireland, maybe like UK and Ireland together. I would say it's right up there. It's brilliant.
Okay.
So they
There's a
have.
lot of information about
Oh,
it.
it's huge. Like it's and there's only like 3 seasons of it, but it's worth trying. I think you might dig it. I think you would
Okay.
dig this surreal nature of it. Um, so they had a housekeeper called Mrs. Doyle, and she's in this movie, and it was like, whoa, whoa, what? But so she's like one of the prostitutes, just kind of sitting in the background. Whenever they're living in that house together, and it was lovely to see her, but it really took me out of it. I was like, is that? It couldn't be. Oh, it is. So yeah, that was great. Um, oh, Beth, you're in for a treat if you check out Father
Okay.
Ted. I'd be
Okay.
interested to hear what you think. Oh, actually, that
Okay.
reminds me as well. Nirvana the band is the show is
Oh
on
yeah.
Hulu now.
Oh good. Oh good. 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 Okay. Get me a pen. Get me a
Um,
pen. Get my
get a
wee pen.
get a
Oh, that was
pen.
terrible. Okay. Father Ted
So
and
and
Nirvana
Nirvana
band.
the band of the show. Okay, so um,
Uh,
do we have any more while Beth's doing this? Any
uh,
more thoughts on this, or shall we start getting into our last few?
I have some
You got
things.
some facts, maybe?
yeah, I got facts. I'm okay, so so we were talking about sorry, I just keep bumping the microphone. So to film that last scene of the land rush, 800 extras, 400 horses, 200 wagons, um and the extras, okay, I don't know if you guys do this stuff. I guess you kind of do. You just did it with King Billy. So there's a reenactment society. It's really cleverly named. They call themselves the reenactors.
Wow, brilliant.
I know. So they do this kind of stuff. They pretend to, some of them do Civil War reenactments, some
Hmm.
of them
Hmm.
do like World War II. I've actually been to one. I didn't participate, but I wanted to see what a World War II reenactment looked like.
I'd love to.
Like
Yeah.
on a like there's a big base up in Washington, and so and they kept blowing off giant cannons, and you'd be like, ah, because it was really like very fucking loud. Um so okay. In Ireland, this movie has become something of a cult classic comedy for some due to the notorious bad Irish accents. Um, this is kind of terrible, and I'm sure this wouldn't happen. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna read it. Anyway, director Ron Howard wasn't happy with Nicole Kidman's facial reaction during the shooting of the scene where her character lifts the bowl covering Joseph's crotch without telling Kidman, and he asked Cruz to remove his underwear. Howard got the reaction he wanted, and that's what appears in the film.
Nice. Okay. Wow. It's a
So
good
yeah,
reaction.
I know. Um, at least she wasn't like disappointed.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so three of Ron Howard's great grandparents actually rode in the Great Land Rush of 1983 as depicted. This I liked. The dress, so there's Shannon's like poor and now she's walking by a building and she sees a dress in the window. And I was like, why does that dress look familiar? So it's the same dress worn by Clara Clayton in the last scene of Back to the Future Part 3.
Oh, wow.
It's really pretty though, so that's why I was like, I remembered it. So double dip there. Um, Fungi, the dingle dolphin. Do you know about Fungi?
No.
So it's Fungie.
Okay.
Is that how I would pronounce it?
TIE.
Well,
Probably. I'm not
okay, so
sure.
yeah, he received a special thanks in the end credits. Is not a captive or trained animal. He's a solitary common bottlenose dolphin that has lived in the Atlantic waters around the coast of Kerry, Ireland since about 1983. He
Hmm.
frequently interacts with swimmers, boaters, and kayakers and has become a local celebrity tourist. He accidentally, well, yeah, he shuffled off his mortal coil, I think, in 2020.
Oh, that
But I just
sucks.
love that they were like, oh, and we love the dolphin. Put the dolphin in the special thanks.
There's a oh yeah, there's the one I do know that's a bit similar to this. There was a seal that used to visit a fish shop in Wicklow in Ireland that would like get out of the water, go across the road, bark
Yes.
outside the door of the fish shop until
Give
it caught
him,
a
it'd be
fish,
like, where's
and then
my
go back.
fish?
Yeah, it rocked.
Uh, have you heard about this? Is it the elephant seal? He's like Neil, I think. Hold on. I'm gonna look at my mind palace really quick. Yeah, Neil Seal. So he's Australian. You should Google him actually, like put this on your list of things if you want to laugh. He shows up once a year. He knocks over, you know what a bollard is, or like a cone. They have
Yeah.
all these metal bollards. He like hits them with his whole body and knocks them over. He falls asleep in the neighbor's yard. He eats your garbage. He lays in the road. They've got to reroute traffic. And then he hangs out. He has his little summer break and then he goes away for the year. And I'm like,
Amazing.
if I'm an animal, that's the shit I'm gonna pull.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will be in the special thanks for the Tasmanian Australian movies. Anyway, um, yeah,
Love it.
that's what I have there.
Nice. Like it. So, shall we move on to our final few wee sections?
Yes.
Okay, so first off, to legit the fit, who the best outfits in the movie? I think I liked all Tom Cruise's hats.
Tell me you like my hat.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
sure
like
not
I
wearing a hat.
think he's gonna take her from me.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman had some good gear as well, but I think it's his dapper look whenever he was in the kind of the mid part of the movie
Yeah.
was working for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
Annie's Animal Acting Award for excellence in animal acting, like a maybe the widest field that we've ever encountered in all our movie podcasting days. But I think it has to be the wild horse that Cruise's character gets at the end. What I've written down is he was some boy. He was some
He was
boy.
some boy. He was. He did what he was supposed to do.
He did. He was fast.
He was
AF.
fucking fast.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, I would agree with that. He did
So
have
Beth,
a I did like his hats. They were lovely.
weren't they nice hats?
Yeah.
Okay. So Beth, for Far and Away, would you revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
I'm good to remember.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did like the kids liked it.
Hmm.
I love the soundtrack. Um, I know I have good memories of watching it as a kid, but I
Hmm.
feel like if it had been done differently, and I don't know what that is yet, I'll think on it. But like something it's missing something, and I don't know what that special ingredient is. And if it
Yes.
had that extra ingredient, then it would have been worth. It could have would have held up better,
Yeah. I
I
think
guess.
that makes sense.
Like for the story that it is, and the cast, and all of the effort and the music, like it should have held up better, I guess.
Yes, I think that's true. I think there's a lot of good component parts to it, but yeah, it just doesn't coalesce
Hmm.
as nicely as it could have for me, I think. I like that's kind of ultimately where I was kind of remember written down remember slash refuse and I I don't know that I'll ever watch this again. I wouldn't have any desire to watch it again, but like we say, there was some good stuff in it, and there's some talented people who worked on it. So it is nice to see some of that. And I do think genuinely that the land rush scene at the end is fantastic. It's a
Yeah.
really well shot scene. It's really cool.
They could have
Um,
done the whole movie like about
yeah,
they could have skipped Boston entirely
yes.
and like
I mean,
really focused on the land rush.
just shorten Boston down a lot, and I think it would have been a much better film, in my opinion. Like it would have just been
Agreed.
leaner and more interesting.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
But all, shirts off, shirts off.
hell yeah.
So I do have some Nicole Kidman facts because we're focused on her this month.
Okay, there's something else I need to
Okay.
bring up
Oh,
before we
okay.
move on
Please,
as well.
please. No, go, go,
No,
go.
which is that we need to mention that when we recorded our episode last week, Dead Calm, Sam Neill had not passed away, and he passed
Yeah.
away unfortunately before that episode was released. So,
Yes. Thank you. It
we
was
just
literally like the next day or
yeah,
something,
it
and
was like, and
I
we're
was
like,
just
oh
like,
no,
no. So we are not bad luck.
no,
We are not bad luck.
we're not.
He had a good run. He's and just watching like the outpour of all of the people that loved him, like may we all be so lucky
Yes,
to be so beloved and missed.
he seemed like a good dude. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that was a sad loss. But yes, I thought we
Yeah.
should mention that. So sorry,
Thank
Beth,
you.
please go with some
Yes.
Nicole Kidman facts.
Okay. So she writes short stories in her free time and hopes to publish them one day.
Okay.
Um
Interesting.
I know, she's just like us.
She is. She is. So
Everyone,
relatable.
hey world, she's just like us.
She is.
And when she says she writes short stories, she's probably just like the rest of us and she thinks about it. And
Yeah,
that's almost the same as doing it.
it's true.
Yeah. So she's highly conscious of avoiding excessive sun exposure and is rarely seen in her downtime without a hat, sunglasses, and not wearing sunscreen. In fact, her best friend, Naomi Watts, is she Australian?
She is.
Okay. Has said that Nicole won't cross the street without a hat. She's scared of butterflies. I'm
Hmm.
gonna butcher this. This is an actual phobia called lepidopterophobia. Lepidopterophobia.
Okay.
Um, she said that if she had not been an actress, she would have been a doctor. She did play one on TV. She was a brain surgeon
Okay.
in Days of Thunder, as you
Hmm.
know. Uh, Although naturally left-handed, she taught herself how to write right-handed for her role in The Hours that came out in 2002, and she played the right-handed author when she played the right-handed author, Virginia Woolf. I think might have got her Oscar for that.
Cool. I think you're right.
Um,
Yeah.
hmm, yeah. Oh, this is cool. So she found out about her first Academy Award nomination for Moulin Rouge, which you have, if you haven't seen it, you should. While shooting Dogville, which I don't remember. In
Hmm.
Sweden, she was in the middle of shooting, and the scene, and one of the people on the crew, they held up a sign with the announcement that's like, "You got nominated for an Oscar,"
Nice.
which I
That
thought was
rocks.
cool. So yeah. So good job,
Good job.
Nicole. Yep,
Good
yep,
job,
yep.
Dave. All right. So Beth, what has been bringing you joy this week?
Well, lots of things. So, um, Mike and I, well, let's see. We went on okay, so something really cool happened. Andy knows this. Most of you probably know this. I'm obsessed with the band Pink Floyd. It's my favorite band of all time.
Hmm.
We were staying in this kind of like newer, it's like a newer, it's an old area, but like a lot of new buildings have sprung up in London. And Mike was like, trust, he was like, I hate shopping and like going to the mall is my least favorite thing ever. And he was like, I know, he's like, let's go to dinner. It's at the mall, but you have to trust me. And I was like, ugh, fine. And then like we walked to the mall and he's like, look up. And I looked up and I started crying because I was standing outside of the power station that was on the cover of Animals by Pink Floyd. So check it out, take a
Very cool.
peek. Storm Thorgerson, love you, dude. Thank you for all of your art. I don't know if you're alive anymore, but damn, can he make an album cover? So it's just like being right there in that spot and him having the foresight to be like, this power station looks like something.
Yeah.
And now it's surrounded by a mall, and I'm sure he would be very upset about it, but or he, or not. So that was cool. And then we had a few cocktails, and then I was like, "Hey, let's like last time I was here by myself, I found a staircase and like walked down on the beach of the River Thames, and we couldn't find a staircase, but we found a wall, and we hopped over it and ran down the little hill." Ended up walking and like picked up a bunch of weird shit off the beach. There was so much down there
Oh, wow.
with all the wars and
Yeah, of
so I found
course.
some porcelains with like old like porcelain pieces, some bricks that I don't even know. I gotta like look up see like what the company was. It was so fun. And then we had to like they had these like chains along the wall. We had to climb the chain up the hill and then like we didn't get arrested, but it was really fun to
Oh,
be
that's
our
cool.
silly selves and like go and like abscond archaeological remains and or garbage.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah.
Um, okay.
What what's bringing you? You're trying to move along.
No, no,
You
no,
have to
not at
talk about
all.
your joy.
I know, totally. So I guess I think I've talked about this already, but I am going to talk about it again because I finished it and it was fantastic. But I finished Star City,
Ooh,
which was the kind of like I've talked about it, I think already, which is like the Russian kind of equivalent of For All Mankind. And I was so skeptical about this show at first, though, like because just the idea of it, because I was just like, is this necessary? But it really is telling such an interesting story that is so removed from the kind of American story that it just and it it's all about what it might be like to like kind of live in that really kind of oppressive Russian
yeah,
society back then and what it would be like to have a space program under those conditions and it really explores it in some fascinating ways and I really loved it. It's well worth a watch.
good. I have one more, and that's so Andy stayed over and we had sleepovers with the kids and board games when we were in Belfast, and we adopted two seagulls,
Hmm.
starfish, and what was the other one?
Oh geez, I can't remember. It had a
Okay,
more elaborate name.
uh, Starfinder, who knows?
Sure.
Harper and her Wings of Fire dragon
Yeah.
names. So we were feeding them croissants and oh, but I felt bad because like it was so hot. Um, and Andy was sleeping out by the door where the bastard seagulls
Hmm.
were coming and waking him up in the morning. So that
There
it brought me a little bit of joy knowing that like my
was
Snow
only
Whiting impacted you.
it was only one morning, in fairness, that it was like really giving
It
it
was like
stacks.
breakfast.
The other morning was okay,
Yeah,
So
good,
yeah,
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we
love it.
actually had a bastard seagull,
We
and it was
did
great.
indeed. We did. All
Yep.
right, Beth. Can you tell everyone where they can find us?
You can find us at movietest.of time.com. You can find us on the socials. Please tell your friends
Yep.
that we exist.
Yep.
We are humans so
We are.
far.
We are. And we intend to remain human
That's right, as
for
long as possible.
as long as possible. Yeah. Love it.
So find us, engage, love the comments,
Yep.
love the suggestions. So keep it coming. Thank you, everyone.
Please. Thank you. Okay. And in that case, we've reached the end of this week's episode. And as always, we'd like to say goodbye to our brawling and landed fans. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye.
We love you. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.